Today is Nelson Mandela International Day, a celebration that shines a light on the legacy of the anti-apartheid icon and South Africa's first black president. I spoke with his great-grandson, Siyabulela Mandela, about the importance of this day, the fight against anti-black racism, and how he believes Nelson Mandela would handle some of the challenges we're facing in 2020, including a global pandemic.
This day is of critical importance because it brings us back into one of the greatest men that ever walked in this earth, what one I would call the giant of history, Nelson Mandela. It brings us back to his memory and to understand the kind of a person that he was and what he stood for, and how do we, from understanding that kind of an individual and the ideals that he stood for, it calls us into action to emulate some of the great work that he has done and to build upon the foundation that him and his generation has laid as we continue his legacy in different parts of the world.
Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another.
26 years since the dawn of democratic dispensation, it seems as though South Africa is now on a regressive mode. It's becoming more racist, more divided. It is an antithesis of the ideas that Nelson Mandela stood for as an individual. It seems as though there is no point where we are going to converge and come together and speak about a united South Africa and speak about the rainbow nation, the ideals of a rainbow nation that Nelson Mandela has, an idea where they perceived our diversity as strength rather than weakness. It is unfortunate that what the leaders prioritize at the moment is corruption and self-interest over the interest of the majority of South Africans, black and white. So that is why we are characterized as one of the most unequal countries in the world, and where racism is actually on the rise instead of being on the decline, given the history of the liberation as led by Nelson Mandela and his generation. Unfortunately, that entire liberation has been betrayed by the current leadership and the current generation. If I can invoke one of his statements, he once argued that after climbing a mountain, you realize that there are many more mountains to climb. And those kinds of words, they give us hope to understand that no matter the challenges, no matter the mountains that we climb, and many more mountains that are in front of us, we are going to be able to emerge victoriously. And in fact, it is also his words when he argues that it seems impossible until it is done. And even now, as we are faced with this current pandemic, it seems as though to many, as many are falling victim and they perish in different forms. It seems as though it is the end of the world. It seems as though it is impossible for us to emerge out of the challenges presented by COVID-19 to us. But what you would realize is that though it seems impossible, it does indeed seem impossible until it is done. We are going to be able to emerge victorious. You would think that someone that spends 27 years in imprisonment will give up into life and realize that there's nothing more to fight for, but he continued to fight. That is why for me, I always find comfort in this word, and I always find a comfort in understanding that though things seem as difficult as they might be today, we are going to make it out of this pandemic, and we will emerge much stronger and will emerge victoriously. And of course, we are going to lose many of our heroes and heroines, our mothers and fathers, our sisters and our brothers, but we will emerge much stronger. So as long as we come together united against the same common enemy, which is COVID-19 in this point in time.